Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew, where family is everything.
Until it's not. I'm Aunt.
And I'm Andrew. And we are back in our home bases.
It's like we've been weeks
there.
away.
I'm not sleeping there, but I'm working here. I got a mouse in my house, people. It is disgusting. I don't want to talk about it. Shannon.
He's traumatized.
Shannon would have given me a hug, I think, but Heather Dubrow, oh no, she would.
Oh no, well, Heather wouldn't have a mouse in her house.
Oh, so let's start, because there's a lot to talk about.
Well, there is a lot to talk about, but I want to talk about a little bit of gossip. And that is Emily finally admitted that she's on Ozempic too.
Oh,
because she looks fabulous, like goddess level gorgeous.
She does. She's a model mom.
I'm telling you, Shane's way out of his league right now.
I think Shane's gonna come back looking like Juicy Joe Gorga.
I'm telling you.
Her daughter's beautiful.
Little Annabelle, is beautiful.
And
she's
LA Model Management, for people that don't know, is a very legitimate model company. This was not like a let me do you a favor thing. They would never do that.
Like Ramona Singer when she took Avery. Yeah. That was so classic mom behavior. But Annabelle is adorable. She is a complete combination of the two of them too, in a good way. But Emily is gorgeous right now. She is feeling herself. She is skinny, and she said she did. They all do. They're all on those.
Did you go see your local Terry Dubrow?
Terry Dubrow.
Did you get a little shoot ups?
Did you notice that Terry? Did you notice that Terry Dubrow shaves his legs?
Yeah, he's like shaved all over. I think he's lasered.
Oh, because I'm sorry, it's just something about a man with shiny legs. It just freaks me out a little bit. That's me. I'm just when he was lying there on the bed, and I want to say too, first of all, when Terry just happens to come home in the middle of the day with the scrubs on, he didn't know they were filming, did they?
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, like, it's so obvious. Oh,
they all
honey,
do.
I'm home, right? And he's got the scrubs on, and then they go and Heather is so sad.
Oh no, we'll get there.
And all I could think about in that bedroom was she kind of shortchanged her kids a little bit, because the rooms weren't that big for such an opulent mansion. I thought the rooms were a little small and plain,
that's fair.
to tell you the truth.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, Teresa Giudice's kids got better rooms.
I love how the deflection of the question I asked. It was amazing. That was actually like such a housewife, like grade A housewife move. Like if you had done that on TV, which I don't know if you would, because it's a different ballgame, but that was brilliant. So good job.
Thanks.
I will say that the first thing I noticed, because I have right at the beginning, is I am happy for Emily. And I do believe her daughter, because of her daughter's gorgeous, like gorgeous.
And she's got personality too.
We could be watching a little Bella and Gigi in front of us right here.
Oh, you could.
We saw them first on Beverly Hills.
Well, Gigi's greater than Bella.
Of course, but at the same time.
Well, she is. I mean, she just is. One looks like her mom and one looks like her dad. I wonder where Muhammad is right now. Muhammad, her dad.
Oh.
Broke. Besides broke.
Yes, broke.
He's broke.
I will say that Gina's comment about the nature girls kind of pissed me off, because like my mom was like a nature Tom girl, kind of nature girl, right?
Yeah, she is.
And she can glam it up when she needs to.
Right.
No, I didn't like that comment Gina made. That was silly. That was kind of like outdated, stupid. And she's like,
well,
you're not a nature girl. It's like, girl, you are. Like, look at you. Like, you are. Like,
I think Gina's a little nature girl.
Yeah, but she was like, it was very odd what she said.
Gina got stuck in the airline issues this week. It took her forever on Instagram, and you know what, she was just in sweats and a t-shirt, so she was a little
it's like a very fascinating thing. We're dealing with it with work. Thankfully I don't have a lot of events, so like I don't have any right now because it's the end of the year, but I think like it's this new thing that the planes have to get up to speed on, and 80% of them have it, but there's like 20% that don't, that like their airlines haven't upgraded something that like doesn't allow them to fly.
I don't know. I just know there's been a bunch of delays. I don't pretend.
I get it now with Jenn.
I don't.
I get it with Jenn.
I don't pretend I know things I don't.
Okay, that's great. That's
Okay.
amazing. I get it with Jenn now. This is all, it's all like a lining of what they're doing to Jenn. And let me tell you, the difference between Jenn and
what you're gonna
Margaret,
say. All of a
I'm going
sudden
to tell
it
you something.
came.
There's a difference between Jenn and Margaret, not in what they did, but in how they're going to, it's going to happen. And I'm going to tell you why. In New Jersey, all the women on that show come from, outside of Margaret, come from marriages, first marriages, healthy, not broken homes, right? Like whatever, like
right.
I don't know, like long-term marriages, I guess you could say, right? And so for them, this, what Margaret did doesn't trigger. It doesn't trigger really anything. Like it doesn't, there's no like,
they're not triggered by Margaret. If they're all triggered,
they're all divorced, half of them,
yes,
you know? So they're triggered and they were cheated on. So it's like they are triggered right away because it's like what is fresh on their mind. And I'm not saying that either one is wrong, either one is right. Like you shouldn't condone it, but you also shouldn't allow your situation to like push you in a direction either. It happens. But what I'm saying is you're just going to drastically see the difference between how they're going to chew Jenn. And also, Tamra said she came on the show different this year. I'm starting to think she came on the show to say what everyone's thinking, because that was the problem with OC of the past few seasons. No one was saying it. It was also blah and blur. And if you watch Tamra, she throws Taylor under the bus right away. You said this.
Right away.
She then at the end says she throws, there was someone else she threw under the bus right away. She threw Taylor and then she threw Jenn, right? She said
she's gonna throw her hard under the bus. She's gonna be run over 14 times.
What she says about Jenn is like that. Oh yeah,
the wheels on the bus go round and round.
The wheels are off the bus for Jenn.
Round and round. I want to know why Tamra didn't raid Ryan's closet. Because he's a rancher. Her son Ryan.
Yes.
All I can think of is why didn't Tamra raid her son Ryan's closet? She could have found some nifty clothes in there because he's a rancher now. I'm going back to Heather Dubrow. Everything I have to say is about Heather Dubrow. First of all, I don't like Heather Dubrow. It's not that I don't like.
Do you know what I like? The only thing I liked about her and the whole season so far, it happened in this episode. She looks great in the leopard in the confessional.
Oh yeah, she does.
She looks wonderful.
I didn't like the Louis Vuitton blanket on the kids.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, he had a Louis Vuitton blanket. I assume it was the son's room. Maybe
the private jet.
The private jet to college is nauseating. Then she had a little Louis Vuitton scarf on going, yeehaw, Bronco. I don't want to see a bucking Bronco ever again on one of these shows. It's too cliche. It's been done. It's over. Don't embarrass yourself.
Do you think they brought the actual stuff they were bringing like on the jet for the kids?
Yeah. Well, you think they shipped it? Oh, well,
I actually think they did.
I couldn't figure that out because they were also like driving away in the car. What was that all about?
I don't know.
He was in the car going by house and she was like, I mean, like, but then they showed them in the plane. So I don't understand. Why was one saying buy house in the car and then maybe they were driving to the airport?
Maybe they were shipping it like freight. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. He was driving the car. I don't think he was gonna. I don't know. It didn't make sense. It was bad editing. How's that? It didn't explain. It showed them on a plane.
Could you imagine if Heather Dubrow like convinced production to like film them borrowing their friend's plane for just like a quick flight, then land, and then they flew commercial?
How about a quick flight? How about a picture? She gave it to them.
Exactly. Probably. No. There were pictures.
Nobody said that the plane had to be off the ground when they took the pictures of it.
Oh, you're right. That's so true. No, we're starting rumors. We are starting.
It was just a still shot. They could have been in the.
No, it wasn't. They were talking in it, weren't they?
No, it was just a shot of them. I'm almost positive it was her and her son in the car, and he said, "Bye, house." That was so pathetic. He said, "Bye, house," and then they showed them.
Bye, Kyle.
And then they showed them in the plane. It was just like a still shot of.
I thought there was really good editing by Bravo because I have a feeling that like. They either had the acting conversations, but the way they edited it was great. I love how they have the Heather Dubrow, like, because that is true. I mean, let's call it what it is. Like, you probably know many of women your age or a little bit younger, who like could have had big careers and didn't because they had families. It's a real thing.
Yeah,
it's not like She's not lying. Now, I'm not saying that Heather Dubrow would be like holding an Academy Award if she didn't have children, but I do think it's a wonderfully convenient excuse for her, but it's a very legitimate excuse as well. Like it's a real thing.
Well, and she didn't have to work once she married her plastic surgeon husband, who, by the way, she said is blind last night. She said, "Oh, Terry, he's blind. He thinks I'm perfect." And I thought, who wants to go to a plastic surgeon who's blind?
She meant like that he's blind, like to like her flaws, but at the same time,
I know what she meant, but I'm just saying she shouldn't have said.
I was going to say, are you blind too? Because you think you're the best thing since sliced bread, girlfriend.
Terry is blind. I just thought that was so funny. What were you just saying? I lost train of thought.
I think the thing that I also just like about the whole thing, like,
her career. I mean, she legitimately got married. She had 4 children and not a lot of time. And the first 2 were twins. He was making a ton of money. She wasn't in LA anymore. He's down in the OC. And so, of course,
there's also plenty of working mothers in Hollywood.
She's been doing this thing for about 10 years, though. Yeah, but the difference is she didn't need the money at all.
But she could have. What I'm trying to say is like
she could have.
To become an actress, you need to work hard. So like
she could have, but she was busy. Building houses.
Mansions.
She was busy building houses.
I will say this.
Taylor didn't come off well to me.
That was not a good one. This wasn't
good for Taylor. It wasn't a good
fight to pick.
I want to tell you, I thought it was wrong to diss Heather's IMBd. I did.
IMDb.
What did I say?
BD.
I said IMBd. Oh, it's IMDb?
IMDb. IMBd.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's look.
We know which one it is. Because I'm going to tell you.
IMDb.
It's like IMBd. Okay.
IMDb. Not big dick.
Okay. All right. Oh, that's how I remember it. So I went and looked, and on her IMDb, she has many cast photos with her co-stars, not hers, on the page. So I went to look to see it. Everybody she's worked with.
Okay.
Chris Sarandon. I'm not going to drop all the big names right away. Kevin Dillon, Jenny McCarthy, Justine Bateman, Rosario Dawson.
Okay, but did they work on the same films or shows?
Yeah, these were the same shows.
Same shows, but not that they filmed together in the same scenes. You don't know that.
They were in the same series together.
Okay, that's good. Cool.
They were in the same cast.
Good.
Neil Patrick Harris, George Hamilton, who other people may not know, but to me, he's a big star. Paul Sorvino.
Oh,
big star. His heart. And Ellen Burstyn.
I know Paul's daughter, Mira.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like, and then there were some like random people like Paul, what was his name? Pauly Shore. No, it wasn't Pauly Shore.
Oh, while you're choking, I'll share that.
Schneider.
Paul,
is it Paul
Sorvino and Dee Dee, his wife, wanted me to represent them. I turned him down, and then he died.
Oh,
I know, his poor daughter. I just didn't know if we were going to be able to really book him, and I had so much respect for him that I was like, I don't really care to like feed you a bag.
All right, but okay, we don't have to talk. Nobody's here to talk about
I like his
career.
Daughter.
Okay, I want to say that she has worked with legitimate celebrities. She has worked with legitimate actors and actresses.
Okay, yes, I agree.
I consider Neil Patrick Harris a legitimate. Paul Sorvino is legitimate.
Yeah, but he was
Jenny McCarthy, maybe not.
No, but they're all good. No, I hear what you're saying.
Rosario Dawson she's a legitimate actress.
Is she still dating the guy,
No, he's with some other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they are no more. So I just want to say, I thought it was terrible of Taylor that Heather does have some legitimate acting.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Credits to her.
Course, yeah.
Her.
I hear you.
And it was terrible because Taylor has nothing. Taylor has nothing except she's been a housewife.
Best-selling book.
Well, and you know what? I don't care. She's bisexual.
I thought that her answer was wonderful, though. She loves everyone that has a soul. Good for her. I'm happy.
No,
for her.
that was a great answer. I'm just sick of hearing about who.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, but I have to say though, if there's anyone that I believe, it's her. It's clearly a thing, like from a long time ago, and she never brought it up once. Like that's the kind of that's the kind of way I want to live my life, with that kind of stuff, because it's private. And I think now that she's like maybe in a little bit more of a comfortable place and wants to just share it, but she never did when Russell was alive. She never did. Like,
no, she did that. Right.
She had respect, and I think that that's appropriate. Like, I like that about Taylor.
Yes, but I don't care. I think the more people talk about it, the less they're having. That's my theory. Just amazing. Don't talk about it. I don't know why we
I think they brought it up. So she
Shannon
said, like,
in the saloon was pathetic. Shannon is starting to be almost a figment of her own imagination.
I thought she was going through something, and like that's when the John stuff must have been starting already, because that was just so odd.
Yeah, she was just too weird for me. I almost thought maybe she had to do something.
Is this a piss by a tree kind of place? I love that line. It's such a good one. How do you
piss by a tree? I've never gone to the bathroom
I think
outside.
It's more like maybe for men. I mean, that's what I thought of. I actually didn't think of a girl, but then I should have, because the amount of talk about vaginas.
Oh, it's too much.
I had to put it on mute. I was so petrified. I was
scared. I don't want to talk about why Shannon can't ride, why others can ride. The whole bit. It's all too sexual.
As a gay man, like, I was horrified.
Here's the thing. I think there are actually real problems in this world, and I do watch the Housewives to escape from those problems.
Yes.
However, I don't want to constantly be, it's like they're constantly trying to one up who's the sexier, the sexiest, the sexier.
Oh, yes.
Who's got this, and that all feeds into the whole Jenn thing, though, with the OC, with the fake boobs.
Jen's husband was so happy. Jen's boyfriend was so excited they were going to Montana. I bet.
I know. She'll probably be his 15th wife or whatever. I don't know how many he's had.
I for a second was like sitting for a moment, was like, we have a whole season, a whole show series, Vanderpump Rules, that gets flipped upside down because of a scandal around cheating.
Right. Ooh, we got to talk about
that. And then we flip over
bit.
to Real Housewives of Orange County, and this new cast of characters, the husband or the guy and the girl,
they're all.
They literally, her intro line, she's fine. She seems pretty good, actually. But then they read his tagline, and it's like, I've slept with every woman in Orange County more than once.
Yeah, totally.
Come on. And Tamra rips him to shreds, and then she brings him right on. It's like, oh my God, this poor guy, his life is about to be ruined. He has no idea. Because chances are they're not going to last. And then he's going to be known as this cheater to the world.
Yeah. Well, at least he'll come. At least he comes with the full disclosure tag.
And he's gotten better looking this episode, I thought, by the way, too.
Oh, yeah. I didn't really look at him. He's not my thing.
Now I heard he's a cheater. I'm like, oh.
I want to talk about Pump Rules.
Oh, and by the way, I want to finish it with Heather was right this episode. It's a very
Heather.
I
have no sympathy for Heather at all, but she was right. How dare you? And everything she said about an agent, the booking, how many days, 100%. all of that.
So, you offered me a role that wasn't even yours to offer. It's so true.
It's also true.
I've heard those words out of Brad's mouth before, like where he said something similar, where like people do. That is a phrase where you say like, that's not your place to offer that to me. Like, like, who do you think you are?
Yeah, especially someone who doesn't have anything on their IMDb except The Real Housewives and Ultimate Girls Trip. Just saying.
Oh, she did have a great cameo in The Hills back in the day with Linda Thompson.
Oh, probably, yes. And I will give Taylor credit for one thing. She has a meme that goes round and round and round and round and round and round and round forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Her meme is out there. You can't
so do
say
you have
it's
the
not.
Vanderpump? You have a Vanderpump roundup?
I do have a little Vanderpump gossip. And the Vanderpump gossip is that they started filming yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's more news than gossip.
Well, no, I mean, and that they still, Raquel has still not signed a contract. but Ariana and Tom are back.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun, and I have a feeling that there's
I'm not done.
Oh yeah,
and hot off the presses is that Jax and Brittany and Kristen Doty are gonna have their own little spin-off.
Who do you think's going to be on that too? I hope they can get Christina Kelly on there because I think there's.
Oh my God! Enough with Christina Kelly.
I love her.
She's just a seat warmer, for God's sake. She's just another person in the scene.
They confirmed Stassi won't be going on. She doesn't.
Oh, good. Well, she's having a baby. She's like 19 weeks pregnant, 19 months pregnant at this point. I feel like she's been pregnant for about 3 years. Every time I see her, it's still out. And I want to tell you also, the Trace Amigas had a stage show the other night. You can look for that on Instagram. They had they were dressed as like little Mexican tequila musicians.
Oh, that's nice. Can I tell you though, I will say that last night at Stassi's live show, Katie brought her out a birthday cake in her Sir outfit.
Oh,
like a server, like Katie Maloney did. That's kind of cute.
Yeah,
that was cute. Killed me. And the sandwich shop, I think it's open.
I think the sandwich people are saying they're going into something about her.
Yeah.
If they were smart, and they're filming, and I believe Ariana's boyfriend is filming too.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. I think that, like, I don't know, I always say that sometimes that if you ever are going to just really fall in love with someone's soul, I've heard this, right after a traumatic breakup is the best time. Because like it's when you're the most open and vulnerable. And so if you really connect with someone, like that's why like so many people get like obsessed with the rebound person, because they're like they say it's just because to fill a void, but it's like
I gotta find a rebound.
I guess. All I can say is that I find their relationship amazing. I think that she seems so happy. And I am just really interested to see how they work Tom Sandoval into the mix.
Well, Tom will be there. Tom Schwartz will be there. Katie Maloney will be there. Lala Kent will be there. James Kennedy. And I hope we see Raquel. I do.
I have a feeling that
Tom Sandoval.
They're going to probably, why Sandy's coming back? Because even if Raquel says no, they're going to ask Sandy the whole season.
About Raquel.
Your goal, if you don't want all of your scenes cut, you better get Raquel to this set.
Yeah, I don't know where I haven't heard what their status is though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much. The nice part is that we have a long time to like.
Oh, I don't think we'll be seeing that till January, February. We got a long time to go. Actually, just follow them all on Instagram and like the hashtag, and then people will be around.
Oh yeah, it's so much. It's already starting. But Winter House is coming soon.
I know.
So. Anywho, well, thanks y'all. Thanks for chatting with us.
I want to wish everybody the happiest of 4th of July's. Don't do what happened to me once.
Oh,
it didn't happen to me personally. I'm just going to tell you a little 4th of July story. I might have been in college, and it might have been the 4th of July, and I might have been in somebody's backyard, and people might have been drinking. Okay, and it might have been the people I worked with that summer at the beach, and they might have been sending off Roman candles, and there used to be 5, and 4 went off, and I'll never forget as long as I live. And so they said, oh, it must be a dud, and the guy went to get it, and boom, it went in his face, and then the cops came, and the party was over. I never found out. I think he had to go to the hospital. I think he had burns. So be careful around fireworks. That's my PSA for the day.